What is going on, y'all? Site Perspectives, GeoFux here. And as usual, on my way to work. But this video is about moving with a purpose. Again, I've been on this self-care journey for basically nearly 4 years now. And it's ongoing. You know, you're living, you're learning, you're unlearning things, you make mistakes, you have setbacks, but then you have progress and successes. And then that self-accountability, that self-discipline gets stronger and stronger, because what you can do to prevent things and or to put you on a good track, you want to try to continue to make those behaviors, make that a constant, a consistent thing that you do, because you know, you are getting some rewards here. So yeah, that is something that you do, you know, want to do. So the self-discipline factor really has to come in. And what I mean by moving with a purpose, like, I just had like this very deep thought over this 3-day weekend that I had, and it just really stayed with me. And it's like, yeah, you know, you got to get serious about what you really want for yourself. And when you get serious about where you really want for yourself, you're going to make changes. You're going to move differently. Your actions are going to be different. Your thought process is going to be different. You know what I mean? You're going to have a totally different thought process, because at the end of the day, you want to get to this goal. You want to get to the finish line. You know, this is something that you've set forth for yourself. You're going to take the necessary action steps to get there. And I think that's very important to mention, because you're going to get out here and you're going to have to get serious about stuff, you know. And then I had, like, you know, I'm always having these conversations with my family, and then with different friend groups that I'm in, and just like we're all growing and maturing and going through life, and you know, we're leaving our 20s and stepping into our 30s, the third decade of life, and yeah, mindset is changing, thought process is changing. And like I said, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, you're an adult, bruh. You grown, right? You're going into your third decade. And this isn't to say that you're old or it's too late or blah, blah, blah. But it is to say you too old to be making the same mistakes over and over again. Because like a lot of us know the behaviors that we're participating in that's leading us into these situations that we don't like. And at that point, you done lived through it enough, you done seen it enough. Why keep going through it? If you can do things to avoid it, to prevent it, then why not take those steps, right? And it's not to say, because I mean, there are moments where you can do everything by the book, you can do everything in order, everything correct, and things can still go bad, go haywire. That does happen. But for the most part, let's keep it a buck. If you do what you're supposed to do to avoid certain things, you are able to avoid certain things. And it does get to a point where you have to move with a purpose, because it's no longer just having that lollygag feel where you just kind of bouncing all over the place and going wherever the wind blows. Nah, when you're moving with a purpose, you really have to take conscious, aware thought out, you know, because this is a purpose step. This is a purpose action. This is a purpose movement, right? So you start to really take things more serious, pay attention to what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're listening to, who you're around, you know, how you're using your time. Because time, you know, time is of the essence, and time is valuable. It's valuable, and it's something that we can't get back. So like, you really start realizing, you know, you can't take time for granted. You can't take people for granted. You can't take opportunities for granted. So I'm like recognizing that, and I'm like, okay, I'm moving with a purpose. Everything has been happening And from my perspective, from my opinion, I feel like a lot of things happen for a reason. And then I feel like a lot of things are highly preventable, but again, we have free will. And people make these decisions every day, whether it's unconscious or conscious, whether they're aware or unaware. We all make these decisions in our lives every day that can provide good, positive outcomes, and that can provide neutral things where things really don't go or do anything. And then you can also have actions that can lead to negatives, bad, toxicity. And it's like, I just personally feel like we all make these choices, these decisions, because we have free will. In theory, we have free will. And in a lot of reality, you do have free will. But that's just it. There's good actions and bad actions, obviously. And that's where we have to figure that out when we're deciphering, as we're going through this self-care journey, as we're growing, as we're maturing, as we're healing, as we're unlearning, and as we're learning, right? Because I feel like we're lifetime learners. But I just had to say that real quick because, like, today I'm coming in with a purpose. Like, I have things to do. You know, I have goals to meet. And I think that is remarkable that you get an opportunity every day in many ways, depending on how your thought process is, right? And where you're at in life and what opportunities you have. Because I mean, to me, you can't necessarily fault people for not having the same mindset as you, because people are individuals. We all are different, and everyone has different lives, different resources, different situations. So we don't know what people are going through, what people have gone through, what they face, what they don't have, what they need, what they do have. We don't know any of that. So everybody got a different, path in life, mindset, reality. But the things that we do know and that we can control, I try my best to do that. But anyways, let's get up in here, because we got a purpose. You have a purpose, and you need to get on your purpose. And that's what I'm about to get on, my purpose. See y'all later.